Hey y'all, welcome to Other Realm Studio. I'm Paula and I am 2 minutes early on the stream tonight. I know this right here looks like a bit of a mess, but it's something I was working on. Essentially, it's a storyboard for, sort of, for a very short sequence that I want to do for the Kickstarter video for issue 2. And I have, let's see. Let's back out of a few of these. So I wanted to do at least a little bit of actual animation, and I'm probably going to mess this up so bad. But I've worked out just about what I want to have happen. So what we're going to do here is start. No. We're going to start with Becca falling. We're going to have the frame in on her a good bit zoomed in and move to so there's going to be a whole lot of falling involved, and as she falls she's going to turn, so we've got like the camera view moving around, and there's a frame. Here's Torvin coming into frame. You're not going to get to see him very clearly. I still need to work on exactly how I want him to look. And we're still like moving the camera around the two of them. Zooming in closer. And closer. And here. So thereabouts is what I want to do here. And I probably have too much distance in between these frames. And some of these sketches turned out better than others, honestly. And I really need to put it in a whole new file, because this one, even though I was able to clean these up a bit, now that I have it worked out, I think I should put this in a new file to make sure that the animation actually works correctly. Because starting off as an illustration and then moving into animation, I don't know where my timeline toolbar is. Something went wrong. So if I go ahead and start with a new file and actually start it off as an animation file, then I should have a lot easier of a time. So I really think that it's going to be, 3 seconds, maybe 5, and it's going to take me forever. But that's actually not tonight's project. Oh, and the really sort of cheaty thing that I did here was, in order to establish where they are in space, let me see. Let me take this, back these guys off. That got cluttery. I couldn't look at it anymore. What I have here is the 3D models, and I have, see, if you go to the operation block here, and you have your correct layer, you can take the camera angle and put it wherever you need it. Zoom it in, zoom it out, move it around, and it's almost exactly like being able to pan around these two still figures with a camera. So that really helped to visualize the space, to keep the proportions correct, and I didn't have these guys moving. Okay, so essentially they're going to be still. But with the camera moving, they are not going to need to move. And also with when I start drawing all the in-betweens, uh, there's going to be the illusion of movement because of all the sketches that I'll have to do not sketches, but all the drawings that I'll have to do to get from each position to the next. So don't take any of this as advice because I don't know if it's going to work. It's just an experiment that seemed plausible to me. And also, look at this. Becca turned out pretty decent, I think. You know, there's a few minor flaws, but I think I have her actually looking like herself. More or less. Okay, go ahead and hit save on that in case something happens. Let's see, this is what I was working on last night. I'm gonna work on this kid a lot more. I'm still deciding exactly what we're gonna do here. I really need to up the creepy factor of the whole thing. And I thought tonight I could fix this one. This one could really use some fixing. My client likes it. She's very excited about it. And this one will actually be completed in color, like a painting. Well, as a digital painting. I do like to use the digital oil paint brush, and I just really like those. So I'm going to change over to a darker shade of blue, and I need to fix this lady's pose here. I need to show what she's holding, and I need it to look more natural than that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here. It's been a day of experiments. So I do feel a little more prepared than I was last night because I know what I'm drawing and I have my tea. Oh, and I need a reference for this guy. I don't need references for women so much. Okay. But for the guys, I do want to make sure that... Here, let's put that down. Yeah, I don't draw men as naturally as I draw women. I don't know if that's just because... that was a weird little skip. I don't know if that's because I've had more practice drawing women or what precisely. Well, on the other hand, he is going to be a silhouette on the wall, so I'm not going to have to go into too much detail on his features, but I do want to make sure that his profile is in there and looking good. Okay, so right here, I do like the angle of her shoulders. I do think that I had her attached up here a little high. Maybe I should bring this angle down. Okay, so if I have her kind of cupping this box, instead of trying to grasp onto the corner of it, maybe I could have her hands under it a bit more. Maybe I can change the angle of it too. Okay, let's see. So in the story, we are looking at a rather large shadow box. And I need to make sure that I have it existing in space as a three-dimensional thing. Kind of try and eyeball where these are going to match up. Okay. See, I do need to make sure that I round that out. Okay. Oh yes, and I need reference for the specific metals that are mentioned in the story. Alright, let's dial back the thickness of the line. And where is this going to... Where can I hold this the most naturally? Okay, I think with... Alright, here's the shoulder. Here's the elbow. Or there, about there. And with the forearm coming up underneath the box with the fingers curling over the top. So that was a little confusing. Don't need all those lines. So I think that she can have it up against her elbows. And let's see. I think here we would actually see more like just fingertips. I don't know. Let me think about that a little bit more. Possibly with a different color, because this is getting confusing. Okay, look. Let's build out her hand. So there's the palm, there's the wrist. Going to mirror the same thing on this side. Thumbs to the outside. Because she's resting it in the crook of her elbow here. So let me see. I think her thumb would be a little shorter than that. And kind of flexing the palm over it a bit. So I'm going to sketch in where the knuckles appear. Just so that I can put the fingertips somewhere plausible. see. Pinky finger's not going to be very long. Neither is the ring finger. Or it's going to follow what the other fingers do. And the middle and forefinger will probably curve over the edge of the box at least a little bit. Okay, back to this one. Okay. Alright, so this one, since it's going to be a digital painting rather than line art, I can keep the lines pretty loose and work on them with a separate layer. Probably something I pop in between this one and the one behind it. But I do want to show my client the new version before I get started on painting. Painting is pretty intensive and a little harder to change sometimes. So I've been kind of in the mood to do a messy bun with one of these, but the other one she specifically mentioned a ponytail, I think. So this one can have a bun. And let's fix her arm so that she doesn't look like she's bionic. That would be some different story, not this one. Okay, so with what she's wearing, I want to keep it very, very minimal, very vulnerable. So we'll go with like tank top and just leave the shoulders real bare and everything. Let's see. So I had kind of a weird conflict with myself today. I was working on, how I'm going to talk about my projects. I know that's the whole reason I have this channel. Just to be able to talk about them at all. And I've done so much better. I have really improved. But I'm gonna have to come up with more to say. And it's not like I don't have things to say. It's just I don't know. Anyway, I'm working it out. Short version is that it's her short version. How's anybody going to find my stories if I don't actually talk about them? And this is what I believe I'm meant to do. I'm meant to write stories and create art and spread joy and hope and all that good stuff. And for some reason, I just have a really difficult time telling people about it. Which has its fair share of ironies. So I have this weird feeling like, oh, nobody's going to care. Or nobody's going to find it interesting. And, well, what kind of an attitude is that to have? So I was going back and forth with myself over it, and I trapped myself in a logical fallacy, and things were very unpleasant. Got in an argument with myself. Fun times. Now myself and I are not speaking anymore. Which is bad because I have a story to write. Alright, so I am certain that this is not how this perspective goes, even if the stair does turn. It goes more like that, doesn't it? Perspective, my nemesis. But I need to remember at all times, vertical is vertical. Now that's not right either because this step is way too short to actually step on. It's kind of messing me up having her in the picture too. Why did I want to do it this way? Oh, right, because diagonal lines are dramatic. Okay. I don't think my vertical line here is vertical enough. And this could actually stand to come back a little. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, I think she's got a little bit too much eyeliner on, but other than that, she looks okay. Hang on, I may have fixed it. Horizontal is also horizontal. Okay. See if I can fix this elbow a little without the other lines confusing me. And I also think that I flattened out this arm too much. Yeah, I need to back off and come back to this. But so far so good. We're not doing badly here. And now we're going to want this guy. Well, soon we're going to want this guy. Maybe not tonight. I want to find a reference picture with a really strong, interesting profile. Because, um, well, yeah, because when you have the choice between making something interesting and making it the first thing off the top of your head, always go with the interesting thing that requires more work and needs a reference. Alright, that's going to be all the time I have on this one for tonight, so thank you for stopping by. Hang on just a second and I will let you know about my work. You can find Soulbound Issue 1 Adrift, the Kindle edition, at Amazon.com. If you just look in the Kindle store under Soulbound Adrift, you will find it. It will be the first thing up there because nobody seems to have subtitled their Soulbound book Adrift. So it's the first issue of my comic. It is about adventure, romance, and psyche. Becca Albright is a pragmatic med student who won't let a few nightmares get in the way of real life until they turn out to have a much more sinister origin than exam stress. Transported to a realm of myth and monsters, Becca finds an unexpected bond in the mystery of her own past. Let's see. Soulbound is a portal fantasy adventure steeped in a realm of reimagined mythology and lost civilizations, extinct and mythical creatures, and magic born of psyche and soul. So, if you would like to read my comic, issue 1 is up. It's available now. You can get that anytime you feel like it at Amazon.com on the Kindle. And also, you can look at my site, Other Realm Studio. It's otherrealmstudio.com. And you can see my portfolio, sign up for my newsletter. I do commissions, but you can also order a print version of my comic, Soulbound, on the Shop Comics and More page. It's printed on retro practical newsprint and is only $3. Well, plus shipping. will mail it out to you. I would love to have you read my work and for you to, tell me what you think about it. So thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the other realm. Good night.